We met each other 2 years before we actually even started like talking to each other. She was my baseball manager in college at Concordia, and she actually started cooking me food before she realized that she was going to for the rest of her life. She was the baseball manager, and our head coach actually made him get food every single day for our road trips, and bologna sandwiches was what it was.
And sometimes if they asked really nicely, we'd get them cheese to go on their sandwiches. But then it was like 2 years later, fast forward 2 years later to Facebook. I'll let Chris tell the story.
Actually, I just wished her a happy birthday, and it kind of happened from there. We just kind of started talking after that and realized that she was the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I don't know, it was just that one day. We were kind of friends. We were a close group of friends, and there's a picture on there that just made her look stunning, and kind of went from there on.
Truth comes out.
Yeah.
But I remember the next day after we kind of had that conversation, like we probably talked till like 12:30 at night, and the next day I went to work at the bank where our bridesmaid Ashley Culhane was working with me, one of my best friends, and I remember telling her, I think I'm gonna date this guy when we get back to school. And she's like, okay, that sounds good, tell me about him. So I told her what I knew about him, and then a month and a half later, we were dating, and the rest is history.
We both love sports.
We're pretty competitive,
yeah.
Or I'm pretty competitive.
I'm very competitive too, but she beats me in everything.
Ping pong.
Cards.
Golf.
Hockey. It's embarrassing.
Well, I'm sorry.
You know, when we started talking, just kind of texting, just kind of getting to know each other, I guess, was when I started to realize that I really liked her, and talked with my roommates about it, and they seemed like, yeah, ask her out on a date and all that stuff. And while we were hanging out at her house, I realized, yeah, this most down-to-earth girl, awesome. I just knew then it was the right person I wanted to be with.
I think I knew too, like right at the same time. It was pretty much from the time that we not first met, but re-met and started really hanging out. It was like instant, and I was actually going to Australia like 3 months later, and I just remember thinking like, I almost didn't want to go. I mean, I was going because it was awesome, but he was the only reason that I wouldn't have wanted to go. But
when I proposed to Jill, that was probably the most stressful day of my life. I was planning on meeting her parents. I had it all set. I was going to propose to her at the lake on the boat, and my plan was to ask her parents, you know, for the blessing of getting married that morning. And I talked to them. They were leaving at such and such a time. By that time I got there, they were already gone. So I was kind of freaking out about that. Should I call them? Should I, you know, wait another time? And I just decided I'd call them. And I got to talk to Jake, her dad, and I asked him, you know, I really want to marry your daughter. Is that okay? And he goes, yeah, that's great, but let me call you back. Let me talk to the wife. It was a couple minutes later, he texted me, he said, yeah, she's okay with it too, which was exciting to hear. So that day went on. I worked out, kind of tried to relieve the stress a little bit, got food, got flowers, got, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. And I was planning on making her one of our favorite meals. Is we love buffalo chicken, so I made her buffalo chicken pizza and all this stuff. Got everything ready on the boat, and she was texting me throughout the day, hey, this is a great boat day. Let's go out on a boat, you make us supper. So everything fell into plan.
Set it up for her.
Yeah, yeah, she set it up and everything. And at that time, I was sweating so bad, and it was like a 70-degree day. It wasn't that hot out. The windows were wide open when I got there. I shut all the windows, turned the air on because I was sweating so bad. I was so nervous and so stressed out. And yeah, she got home. I'm like, let's go on the boat. Got everything set up, and she was really surprised. She's like, oh my gosh, you made food for once.
I was just excited we got dinner.
Yeah, because she actually thought I was going to propose like a week before, or a couple weeks before.
Yeah, so I was very unsuspecting at this time because we had done like a similar boat ride the week before, and it was just beautiful outside and a beautiful sunset. And I thought he was going to propose, and he did it.
Yeah, so we got on the boat, I got pizza, popped a bottle of wine, and we kind of were just floating around. I made a playlist for like our favorite songs and stuff like that, and popped the question right there, and the rest was history, I guess.
The biggest things that pop out to me when I think about Chris is he's always positive. Even if I'm being really negative or down or whatever the situation is, he's always right there to kind of do the opposite and pick me back up. And he's just not a negative person. He's always so happy, and he's kind and he's loving, and he goes out of his way to help everybody, and just things I admire about him.
I love that she's so determined. She is one of the hardest working girls I know, and she wants to work hard at her job, our marriage, us being together. I mean, besides the fact that I love everything about her, I think that's one of her greatest qualities.
I am looking forward to being in the same town as him and living together, because we've had a long distance relationship for way too long. It's been probably pushing 3 years. So it's been hard, but I'm looking forward to seeing him after work every day and just getting to do the everyday things together.
Jill, I'm so excited that we're married now, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. And I know that our love's gonna get stronger and stronger every single day. And it just makes me so happy getting to know the fact that we're gonna be together for the rest of our lives. I love you.
Chris, I'm so happy that we're finally married. This day couldn't have been any better. I'm assuming it was awesome. I'm so happy to be your wife, and I'm so happy to spend the rest of our lives together. I love you.